just checking the sounds are on. The sounds are now so low that I can't even hear them, but apparently you guys can, which is all that really matters. So to the bottom right hand side, we're going to start this off with our red Zerg player here, as I should probably reopen Twitch chat on my phone as well, because I'm a bit of a silly billy and decided to close it. I'm not very clever sometimes, am I? Okay. Day is saved. Everything's set up again. To the bottom right hand side, our red Zerg player is indeed dark. And up in the top left hand side, our blue Zerg player is rogue. So some ZvZ best of 5. I know you guys are just so in love with ZvZ. You're probably very excited. You know, we didn't have a ZvZ in the entire broadcast so far, so how typical for it to be showing up in the finals. The game sounds are very quiet now, apparently. You know what? I do think I turned them down a little bit too much. I'm going to turn them up just the slightest bit, and I'm just going to say that now because obviously the starting of the game sounds are always very quiet. So again, I'm very happy to keep on tinkering and playing around and seeing what we can do to fix it. It's very hard for me to balance it because I literally only have my laptop, so to check out the audio levels I literally have to start, like, you know, before the stream I had to start a local recording, record myself talking of the game sounds, and then I had to like pause it, you know, stop it, watch it back. And I'm also very bad with audio, so I'm in general pretty terrible. So if there's any further feedback, do let me know. In general, I think it's watchable though, which is the most, you know, is the goal. You know, as long as it's watchable, for now, I'm kind of happy. Hatch gas pool to start us off in the ZvZ obviously doesn't mean it's not going to be aggressive. ZvZ can always be aggressive. So for now, the hatch gas pool, we get set up into this and we look to see just how this will go. I'm interested to see what's going to happen as we get this setting up here for the moment. Yeah, Dr. Kovarik, I can't say your name, Dr. Kovakian. I am still in the States. I'm in New York at the minute. I'm going to be here until Sunday, then I go to Philadelphia, hang out with Penguin for a few days where I'll be able to stream as well, hopefully. And then I'm going to be heading on over to Austin. So I'm going to be in the States until Austin wraps up, and then I'm going to be heading home and putting a lot of passion into StarCraft content. Apart from the fact that when I get home, actually the day after, I have to go and go to UK StarCraft land, so it's actually a little bit of unfortunate timing, but we'll see how that goes. So, getting this set up and looking to see what happens here. We already see Rogue is opening with a Carapace upgrade, which does make this a little bit of an interesting opener. The Carapace is one of the cool ways you can definitely change things up. It will generally mean maybe a little bit of a later third hatchery because you don't have link speed as quickly. As you can see, Dark's already happy to put his third hatch down. Where's Rogue? Just going to slow that down just a little bit here. It means that Rogue will take control of the link fights though. So yeah, he's going to be looking to take control of the link fights with the Carapace upgrade. That's definitely going to go a long way for him. And as we do see, the Evo Chamber of Dark is also on the way down though, so he's not just kind of skiving out in his Evo Chamber. We'll see what he does with this, whether he goes for melee or Carapace of his own, or whether he just goes straight towards missiles and starts heading towards the Roach-based play in the near future as well. We'll see in a moment, because he actually does have the gas to put that Evolution Chamber to use already, so he already has the gas for that here. And as you do see, it's going to be Carapace. So both of these players going for the Carapace upgrade in different ways. Obviously Rogue's is a lot more kind of aggressive sooner because the Carapace finishes faster. Whereas Dark is a bit more kind of macro focused. He has the third hatchery already coming down, for example here. A couple of these Lings of Rogue just backing away for the moment. There's the Roachron from Rogue 2 by the way, so already going in towards that Roachron is obviously going to be a nice little something. And a lot of the time with these Carapace openings you will see kind of Roachling attacks become very prominent. The reason for that is obviously the Carapace affects both the Lings and the Roaches. So you can actually kind of hit very powerful Ling Roach timings because you actually have an upgrade which affects both sets of units very nicely. And you can see right now Rogue is stacking up those Lings because Ling Speed and Carapace are going to finish at about the same time, pretty much exactly even. And so it's going to give him a really good timing to push across the map and to get something done. Queen going to fight against that Overlord there, pushing it down the right hand side. 18 more Zerglings of Dark currently on the way up. These are continuing to come on down, and we're just going to be seeing the couple of Lings coming off over to the right hand side as well. More Zerglings of Rogue coming down to the south. So these Lings are going to continue coming down to the south, and you see Lings of Dark coming forwards too. Just going to be seeing this little bit of a fight going on at the moment, and again right now Dark has a bit of a disadvantage because he doesn't have the Carapace, but defensively he does have those Queens, which obviously do go quite a long way. A couple of Banes on the way up though from Rogue, and that's something which Dark hasn't invested into at all here. The Bane nest is non-existent. So these Banes could make life very difficult for Dark, especially if a connection or two goes off before the +1 carapace is done for Dark. These those lings are just going to instantly die, so let's see how well he can control. First Banes don't go off just yet. Dark decides to pull back, maybe wants to use the Queens to target those Banelings down. Let's see how well he can do this. There's more Banes coming in from the left, so it's really important these Queens get something done here. It's going to be difficult though, because the Banes coming towards the Queen, already one of them going down, the other one is going to be surrounded too, so the Banes are going to be plenty of numbers to be able to go in towards mineral lines and all the rest of it, and Dark is just losing out on units. He doesn't have enough here at all. Banes in towards this mineral line. I mean, obviously the Lings will kind of force them away. It's a big first connection. The follow-up connection is going to be the one that kills these units as well. And Rogue is going to grab game number 1 here. It's just so obvious at this stage already, because Dark's just lost so much. Can attack him across the map. In fairness, he has got a little bit of damage going on, but Rogue's reinforcing. These Queens are holding the wall as well. In general, it looks as though it's going to be okay, and obviously the same thing's happening over here, only in general Rogue is getting more damage done. These Queens are eventually going to fall. There's still Lings around, but the Banes are here as well. They go off to get rid of a good set of Lings already. On this side of the map, Rogue is still just doing enough to stay in the lead, and again his drones have to pull away. He's going to have some more Lings popping out in a moment or two. Even if this turns into a base trade, Rogue does have the advantage. He's got 33 to 10, 20 Lings, a couple of Banes out as well. He's also about to have +1 melee, which is even better for him. Drones and Lings fighting together, and as those units go down, that might very well just be it, as Dark is trying to get a few more Lings out here, and then he's going to try and take fights which outnumber his opponents, and maybe picking away the hatchery, etc. Honestly though, it just doesn't look as though it's going to really work out. Another couple of Banes going off. And we're just going to be seeing, well, the natural hatchery goes down there as eventually the PG out of Dark to give Rogue game 1 of this grand finals. Completely reset. Alright, let's do this then. To the bottom left hand side, our red Zerg player. This is Dark going up against the blue Zerg. On the top left hand side, Rogue. Okay guys, if you're enjoying the stream today, just reset up into game number 2 of this best of 5 a second time around. If you enjoy the stream today, please again, do not forget to hit that follow button. Most importantly, see when we're live with more StarCraft 2 action. It's going to be an on and off stream for the next couple of weeks while I go to Austin. I'm still in New York, etc. But when I get back in June, it's really full steam ahead. You know, between Epic Lion and Home Story Cup, I'm going to be trying to stream every single day. I got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of plans for tournaments and stuff like that. So hopefully, it's going to be very exciting. Hopefully, it's going to be very interesting. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot of fun. What's up, Monji123 coming in for the Twitch Prime sub? Thank you so much. Welcome to the WardiTV family. I see you at just exclamation mark replay packing. Yeah, sync up your Twitch and Discord accounts, and once they're synced, after about half an hour or so, it'll actually recognize you as a sub. You'll get the replay pack in the pinned section of the subscriber channel. We also have, I also said I'm going to send out these replays from today out as well, so if you guys are interested in that, today's replays will be sent out as well, so you guys can go and check that out too. Alright, so that goes out to subscribers later today, today's replay pack. So Gold Base is coming up here from our friend Mr. Rogue. He's getting this set up and going. So Gold Base coming through here initially, spawning pool coming up on other sides of the map. So obviously just hatch gas pool using the Gold Base, and let's see what's going to happen here on Redshift. Yes, the Gold Base here is a natural. It's weird because I would say it's like, you can take this base, and this base is very much so designed as a natural, so this is kind of like an in-base natural, which isn't really in-base because you mine it out and then it becomes very strange. But it's that Watchtower kind of control. It's a weird map. Honestly, this is one of the maps that gets me kind of excited to keep watching, because it's like Dasan Station. When it first came around, everyone was cheesing, people vetoed it a lot, whatever. As time went by, people figured it out, and it became interesting to watch. Now, I'm not going to say it was fun to play, I'm not going to say people enjoyed playing it, but it definitely became interesting to watch, and that I think is a very important thing to keep in mind, that sometimes something just being interesting to watch is still decent for the map rules. So I'm intrigued to see how the meta changes and how things happen and stuff like that, so we will see, as we do see link speed on the way up from both players, and obviously the Bane and Nest actually coming down as well from Dark and from Rogue, third hatchery too. I mean, they are putting the mirror in the mirrored matchup right now as we get into this game number 2 of this best of 5. So just continuing with this for the moment and seeing where we go. As actually, I need to take this D20 ring off. Not good. Playing and fidgeting a little bit too much with it. I just lost my Twitch chat as well. Let me restart my Twitch app on my phone, because that's not good. I want to see what you guys are saying. Twitch app. and then go to my own channel. No. Yeah, my phone's internet has been dodgy. Alright, sorry guys, I'm just trying to get Twitch chat back up so I can see what you guys are saying, but it ain't working. Anyways, Lings are coming down the left side and they're going to come in towards this natural expansion, but as they arrive, I mean, Queen's already here to kind of greet them, and there is Banelings as well, so Dark as well set up 2 defenders initially. As we are going to see, one of them trying to sneak into the main, doesn't quite make it just yet. Banelings trying to come over to the right hand side as well to see what they can do. Another Zerglin gets taken down, Evolution Chamber from Rogue behind this already. And as you do see, Rogue again was being the aggressor, so he is down a bit on drones, but well, actually he's going to stay behind on drones because as 10 drones come up here, for some reason a random set of things just opened up on the screen. God damn it, things are going crazy all over the place today. But we do see kind of Queens gathering up. A few drones actually went down here from Dark, so well, a few drones being killed I think is somewhat needed, because actually without those drones going down I think it's very painful to kind of catch up, because right now, you know, Dark was also drawn while Rogue was. I don't know if Rogue really did enough, you know, I don't know if Rogue really did enough damage to justify being behind on drones, so killing those few extra workers definitely goes a long way. Well, +1 missiles from each side, and it looks as though we're going to go into the Roach phase of the game here on Redshift, so definitely already getting towards a more interesting sort of setup compared to what we might expect this to be. Again, Lair coming down on each side. It's definitely a little bit further along here for Dark. Spineclaw coming up on each side of map 2, +1 missiles coming in. Both drones going down. It's these Banes that keep on like building up or kind of exploding on the other side of the middle line, like manual detonation to kill the drones. It's cute. The Spineclaw trying to build as well. It's a nice idea from Rogue, but it doesn't quite work out. It gets killed before it finishes. And Dark can invest in a Spinecrawler here as well to help out. So again, as you can see already, it's a very interesting map. Things are very intriguing so far, as we do see the Lair on its way up here from Rogue as well, and still just watching +1 missiles come in on either side. Roach speed is a lot faster here from Dark though, just because it was on a faster Lair, and that's kind of some of the repercussions from just having more drones earlier, because he was defending and defended well, rather than the aggressive Rogue who didn't really achieve all too much. And there is that Overseer just pushed out in towards the center of the map. The Spire currently on the way down in the back of this mineral line as well. This map is weird, says Earl Boykins in the chat. Yes, this map is weird. It's definitely the weirdest map, I would say, of the new ladder maps. It's strange, it's different, and again, that's why I'm kind of intrigued to see how it plays out over time. I definitely think it could be very interesting. Now, we see a Spire on the way up already here from Dark, so he's setting up in towards the Spire. I like that. I like the Spire. I always think the Spire is a very a fun choice, you know. I think it's a very fun choice to get to be able to get something done, and we do see it just over halfway done so far. A ring goes off on the Banelite, and we do see some more Zerglings off over on the right hand side. They're going to come around the bottom right, maybe try and see where they can get to. And as we do see this Overseer of Rogue still just patrolling out in the center, still just trying to see just what else we can maybe get up to here. Hydra's Den dropping down from Rogue as well, and we yeah, kind of wait to see what indeed is going to happen next. A few of these roaches still just gathering up. Roach speed coming through as well right now for Rogue, and as roach speed comes up, +2 missiles comes up, maybe dies Carapace, some extra Ravagers are morphing in, 5 Mutalisks on the way out as well. +2 missiles again, just on the way from both players, neither with an advantage here. It's really about the kind of the lurkers versus mutas, I guess. You know, Rogue is not feeling any fear at all, going straight up to lurkers, but maybe he should be. Maybe he should actually start building a few extra Hydras, because hey, he needs something to defend against these mutas. Right now he doesn't even have any Spore Throwers, so it really is like these mutas are these mutas to really get a lot done. Spores now start to build, Hydras start to build too. Again, he was trying to bypass those until his Lurker Den was ready, so Rogue definitely caught a bit off guard, but the initial number of mutas isn't too crazy, and so he is going to get pushed back, but doesn't lose too much in the process. Maybe one Ravager, maybe a Roach, really not very much, and of course now the Hydras will start popping. The biggest issue going to be making sure the Hydras are all together. This is where the Queens are going to be important as well, making sure he has enough anti-air in one place to, you know, to stop the mutas from feeling as though they can justify just sort of popping out and targeting down wherever they would like to. Mutas getting another Overlord right there, and we do just see these 2 Roaches of Dark on the left-hand side pushing forwards, getting targeted down by Rogue as well. He's going to be seeing this Overlord here also taking a little bit more damage. So Overlord gets picked up, another Overlord to the side, also going to get targeted down. Rogue going to hit into a supply block here in the next few moments. Another few roaches currently on the way up, plus 2 missile attacks is about 75% of the way done. Queen's going to target down that Overseer, and already that Overseer is dropping fairly low. Future rounds continue to go on down. 11 workers, 12 workers going down here. As that's just actually roaches and ravagers on this gold base, which are coming into effect. So those roaches and ravagers come in and actually do quite a bit of damage. This is the interesting thing. One of these mineral patches is now mined out, so Dark can actually send units through this direction. And actually Rogue can as well, although he's a little bit choked up, so suddenly Dark's in a good position to trade out. And he's going to be on this mineral line too, although he backs away for the moment. His mutants are still trying to do something Dark here in the top right hand side. They're currently harassing away at that base, but not being too successful just yet. More of these roaches are going to come around through the center, and again the meter's going to come back in and start to target down those queens once more. Again, plus 2 missiles finishing up now, and you're just going to be seeing the roaches going forward, getting one queen and now another. 2 queens getting picked off, there's a 3rd queen too, and those Banes actually being brought in by Dark to try and break down through the Hydras. I think with the Lurkers here, it's just too difficult to push on through, though. The Bane's a nice idea, like Roach Bane against a Hydra play after you go mutas is actually very powerful usually, but it just didn't work out this time around. That wasn't quite what he wanted it to be. His world is down to 140 supply, though. Dark, well, that Baneling attack may not have worked out brilliantly, but it definitely has been, you know, he's definitely still in general in the lead in this game. He's going to get rid of this Lurker as well, and this gold base is in trouble, and I think Rogue is just in trouble in general. Down 60 supply here, 10 minutes in. The only good thing for him is he has these Lurkers still, and those Roaches take a beating as they try to run forwards. So Rogue can kind of survive, but he's survived on 2 bases against the 4 base. Rogue is looking very good at the moment. Dark's still just pushing forward. Roaches and Ravagers getting rid of a Spore Crawler here. Going to get rid of these couple of extractors as well on the left side. The Corrosive Bar's going to hit a Lurker. Lurker has to pull back just a little bit. Another Lurker on the way up. 7 more Roaches coming through here as well at the moment. We're just going to drop down the files, and that Overlord just getting tagged a little bit. And there's going to be seeing Rogue. Yeah, losing that 2 meters. Nope, it was actually pulled back with the rest of the army. And as Rogue does come forwards. Again, Rogue has the stronger, like, straight up fighting forward if the Lurkers are burrowed and in position. But Dark definitely has the army which is more mobile. It can spread out more because he can just sort of abuse the, and you know, the lack of mobility that Lurkers have. You know, Lurkers definitely aren't super fast when you have to unburrow, move, reburrow to be able to fight, right? Roaches and Ravagers of Dark here just going to sit down the low grounds. A couple of Lurkers will just set up. Roaches and Ravagers of Rogue just setting up themselves and seeing what they can do. Just going to see these units coming forward. A couple of Lurker shots firing away and getting rid of a Ravager right there. Spancrawler from Dark currently just on the way up, about to finish. I'm just going to be seeing the Carapace upgrade too from Dark is just a few moments away. Which pushing up on this left hand side. I'm just going to be seeing a few Lurkers coming forwards right now. I'm just going to be able to do a little bit more Corrosive Blast. I like the meters actually picking away at Lurkers. It's a nice little something because there isn't that much anti-air from Rogue at the moment. Gotta say though, Rogue, his Lurkers are keeping him in this game. I mean, he's actually going to be able to maybe even keep this 3rd base up as well. We'll see in a moment as he continues to fight this Lurkers burrow. I think that's the point at which Dark just has to hold further back. So I think Rogue does maybe hold this position. He needs to bring the Lurkers like here maybe, because then he can really keep those units pushing. You can see Dark push back on the left hand side as well. So Rogue again stabilizing on the 2 to 3 bases at the moment. Roaches still pushing in, trying to see what else they can do. 21 more Roaches from the way up here from Dark at the moment. So 21 more Roaches coming in, a few more Hydras coming through as well as Spore Crawler on the way up from Rogue. And we're just going to have Roaches, Ravagers, and Hydra push on over to the right hand side as well. Again, more of these Roaches and Rogues going to pull up the right hand side. We are going to be seeing him. I'm just going to get caught with these, so he's not going to be able to do too much more, but honestly, even if he kills off the Ravagers, that would be amazing. I mean, Ravagers are pretty expensive. He actually brings reinforcements in, so these guys are going to end up skirmishing here over to the right-hand side, and Dark will be the one to kind of, again, force Rogue backwards. Rogue going in towards Tunneling Claws and Burrow. I mean, it's a move which, yes, the Lurkers are holding this ground, but to be able to do something to really kind of, I think, retake a position in this game he can win from, I think Rogue realizes he has to do something, and honestly, the Tunneling Claws and Burrow, it's a good way of doing it, right? I mean, you set yourself up in a position where suddenly you're going to be able to just bring in like Roaches all over the place, and if it, you know, if Dark isn't prepared for it, it can do some good damage. Rogue hanging in there. Again, he was down 60 supply at one point of this game. He was down 2 bases against 4, and yet Dark still quite hasn't found a way to end it due to the power of those Lurkers. Dark going to go for Lurkers of his own here. Gets that Hydra speed as well. Also going to go into the infestation pit, maybe thinking about that hive tech and the possibilities that come with hive tech. You know, one of the big things is definitely going to be adaptive talents for the lurkers. It'll make his lurkers be able to reburrow and reposition very quickly compared to those of Rogue, who obviously probably the last thing he's thinking about is getting an infestation pit and hive. He's throwing all of his resources right now into just building up further and further and further. Rogues and Rogue going to come down into the center again. Well, we're going to see one lurker at the top. Some more lurkers here. Rogues off to the side. A couple of corrosive bars will drop on down. Attacks one of those lurkers here. We're going to see another couple of roaches being picked away at. Roaches and Ravagers going up the ramp, and we're going to see the lurker here going to get taken down as well. Actually, Dark comes in from two angles. He's got everything in the main base in a Rogue. What on earth does he do? Does he actually push up this ramp to try and fight this at the moment? Well, he's using corrosive bars to force Dark back. Lurkers are burrowed, picking up units coming in from the right-hand side here still. Rogue is still got lurkers to pull up a ramp here, and he is continuing to bring them up to try and do a little bit more at the moment, so these lurkers going to keep on pushing forwards. Hatchery goes down once again, and as these lurkers still come on in, eventually he'll turn this away. Wow, so the macro hatch goes down. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Rogue has a fourth base up. He's now got burrowed roaches, which have also picked off a base as well. So these burrowed roaches are actually starting to do some damage, and Dark is losing units over here. Dark has already lost one base. He might lose his bottom right base as well, and that would actually put Rogue up in bases. As crazy as that sounds, from the position we were in, obviously now Dark, though, has his own lurkers on the way up. He has overseers to help deal with the burrowed roaches. Do these roaches get this bottom right base? It's going to be very, very close. If they target fire the base down, I think they get it. Drones are going to pull in too. In fact, the drones are just going to pull past him. Actually goes down, and Rogue just burrows his way out of there, so those four roaches even surviving. Dark back into the main base, this time supported by the lurkers. He's going to bring them forward. He needs to burrow them, though, and he is going to get some shots off now. Although both players are missing detection, it seems to actually fight against the lurkers of their opponent. So that's obviously a little bit of an interesting scenario here at the moment, as we do see those lurkers firing away. Hydra 2 going down, roaches and ravagers to the left-hand side, getting rid of the spawning pool. And this is going to be, well, lurkers still just sort of gathering themselves up together. So we've seen that lair continue to go on down. Roaches and Hydras up through the center towards the top right, top side. It's Dark who's on the offensive once again. Dark is going for this. He's going to try and see what he can do. Meanwhile, a hive from Dark on the way back at home. But the burrowed roaches strike again, and Rogue is going to get rid of Dark's fourth base. So Dark has to get rid of Rogue's fourth base, or third base, or whatever this even is now. His main base has gone down, as you see these roaches and Hydras pushing in towards this hatchery. Rogue, surely this is it, right? Surely this is where he dies. He's down 50 army supply, or 40 at the moment. He's down to just 2 hatches. One of those is natural, one of those is fourth. I mean, I guess arguably that Dark doesn't really control his main or his natural right now, though, so Dark isn't really minding. There's Rogue's top right base going down. Rogue is officially on 1 base. Drones are going down in the masses on both sides of the map, but it's definitely Rogue that takes the bigger hit. Ends up 9 workers down. Still 30, 40 army supply down as well. Dark's going to get a hive. I don't even know what he's going to do with it. That's the issue. While Dark killed a lot of drones, Rogue has kept his hatchery. Rogue has not been able to. While Rogue has killed a lot of drones, he has not been able to kill the hatcheries, and so all you have to do as Dark is rebuild those drones to get the economy back up and rolling. Main base again, we're going to be seeing Dark pushing forward to get rid of a couple more of those lurkers. To see that, just again cleaning up, and honestly, if Dark just keeps trading decently, he's got this one, although this is going to turn out a bit bad for him. He will lose his lurkers, the lurker burrowing forwards will help out as well, so actually Dark loses a lot here. 30, 40 army supply advantage turns into a 20 army supply advantage. Neither player with much income at all. As you can see right now, there's, it's actually very, very even indeed. Bottom right hand side will show you too, the resources lost is pretty much identical in this game. One absolutely insane ZvZ for game number 2. I mean, on Redshift of all maps as well. Let's just recap this. So we have a natural up for both players. The main base is still up for Dark and has mineral patches in it to mine from. Rogue has a bit of a fresher third base out over here, or fourth base. Dark has this base as well, but doesn't actually have a hatchery here. Dark should actually reset the mining in his main. Okay, he's just done that now, so he is getting his mining going again. He still has some gold minerals too. This game has just been an absolute mess of everything so far. This has been absolutely insane. We do see Dark now going to take this hatchery as well. Still up in army supply. Upgrades are dead even, +2 attack, +1 carapace apiece. Dark starts adaptive talents, so again he's trying to make use of this. He's trying to make use of the lurkers and just be able to, outposition Rogue, I guess, because of the ability to just move them around faster. So that's definitely a fairly decent part of this now. Alright, there's a few more of them just going to morph into lurkers here, so 3 lurkers morphing in. 6 lurkers on the way from Dark. It's all about the lurkers at the moment. Does any player have a Spire? Dark does. I mean, again, going in towards meters if you can get the money for it. If you could get a few meters up, it could work wonders if Rogue loses a few more Hydras. Right now there's too many Hydras, but it's definitely one of those things where you have to keep in mind, if Dark can just kill the Hydras, then, you know, going on from there is definitely a possibility. Hydras, a Ravager, a Roach from Rogue coming down to the south side. The lurkers have just unburrowed here. I'm going to reposition again slightly. Just going to be seeing a couple of these lurkers getting picked off once again, so the lurkers going down. Those Vipers of Dark are looking absolute wonders. I mean, that's multiple lurkers of Rogue which have just been picked off for absolutely free. Rogue can expand top right as well. Still 35 to 36 drones in this game, guys. And it is, again, extremely insane. Game number 2 in this grand final of the Kung Fu Cup number 5. Difference between first and second here is $300 and $100. So, really worth playing to your very hard to contend for, as we see Dark takes one hell of a fight over here as well. And Rogue surely doesn't have a follow-up from this, right? I mean, he just lost all of his Hydras. The lurkers here should win out for Dark. And he has the numbers. Just needs to make sure he still has detection, which he does. And Rogue falls down by 25 army supply and make that a little bit more because the lurker gets picked off as well. More roaches on the way out. If we look at the unit composition at the moment as we see it, and a couple of drones is getting mine in top right. It's 1 lurker for Rogue against 9 of Dark. 11, I mean the roach count's going to be about 20 to 9 in favour of Rogue. We're currently attacking in towards Dark's naturally. He's actually going to find himself the Roach Warren. So the Roach Warren will go down. And as this falls, well, other opportunities again do arise, perhaps. Well, Overlord's still off over to the left-hand side. Roaches, Hydras, a couple of Vipers here from Dark as well, coming back up through the centre. And Roaches on the right-hand side, picking off a Roach or so as well. I'm just going to see these Hydras just sitting in the centre. Dark, I mean, if anyone's controlled this game all the way through, it really feels like it was Dark. One thing I've got to say is Dark's got a lot of minerals but no gas. So actually the army supply is actually evening out a little bit, and while it's only mostly Roaches from Rogue, I think you've got to be a bit concerned that Dark just doesn't have that much gas. He didn't think about maybe getting his gas line as soon as he needed to. Rogue's killing drones now across the map with Roaches. He's just killed 14 drones. That's like half the economy currently for Dark. So Dark suddenly has 16 workers left. He will deny top right base, but these Roaches are still going at it as well. They can burrow to get some healing as well. What's the unit count at? Well, so many of those Roaches across the map. I just don't know how you deal with these lurkers that are over here at the moment. Well, there's actually only 3 lurkers over here, because there's only 5 lurkers left. There's 1 lurker with Rogue going down. That was his last lurker. Still just rebuilding purely Roaches. I wonder if he just pulls... Do you pull into this position? I don't know what you do. Across the map, those few Roaches are just still picking their way through another hatchery. Here we go. Going to see the Roaches going to engage. The lurker's obviously going to be a prime target. He comes in, he gets rid of 1, he gets rid of 2. Final lurker's out of position for a moment or 2. Vipers drop down some blinding clouds. Army supplies are still dead even. Rogue gets back to mining on this base, though. That's all he needed to get back to mining. His Roaches burrow to heal up once again. Overseer still just sat overhead from Dark. Roach is going to move on forwards now. These Roaches and Hydras here of Dark are going to be in a little bit of trouble as we see Rogue is going to come on through. He's going to clean this up. Rogue is going to take an army supply lead, and with the damage he just did across the map, killing off those drones. I don't know if I believe this, guys, but I think Rogue's got this game. Rogue has been behind from like the 5-minute marker. There was a point in this game he was 60 army supply down, 2 base against 4. There's a point of this game where he just feels as though Rogue's always been behind, but he hung in there, and the last couple of minutes somehow he's kept it close enough to be able to turn this around completely. No, this is just insane. Like, Rogue, that 1 Roach counterattack somehow buys time to get enough Roaches out over here. I think Dark made a bit of a mistake here and there, getting a lot of minerals and not enough gas at points to maybe get even more units out. I mean, meters coming up, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. The fact that Rogue turned this around is like an absolute miracle to me. I don't believe it. I mean, I think you have to watch the entirety of the game to understand just how ridiculous this game was. This was so stupid. 1 Mutalisk comes out, I mean, that's fine. It will kill things, but you gotta remember, it'll kill things very slowly, so I'm not even sure if that's really gonna make the difference. 2 lurkers are gonna sit on this base over here. I think it's something, right? It's gonna defend for the moment. Rogue is just mining long distance, and even new hatchery about to come up, so his economy is about to be booming once again in comparison to Dark's. And, well, these Roaches just keep on picking their way through everything. They're going to target the Spire. And another Mutalisk just started up. Rock gonna have money for one more Mutalisk as well. Rock just needs a couple Hydras, not losing to the Lurkers. And then once you clean up those Mutas, it's gonna be enough, I think. So we'll just come down to this side. He's gonna find the one Lurker on its own, so he's gonna get rid of that right away. Definitely has the unit advantage over here, and even could, if he wanted to, kind of burrow micro these roaches to help out. One more Lurker. Everything burrowed there for a moment, actually, from Dark. Now Rogue gonna burrow, and there isn't actually detection, so Dark is unable to see those roaches, and that's the issue, actually. Again, you can just burrow these roaches all over the place just to kind of keep them healthy, keep them alive against mutas or whatever you're fighting against. The one Lurker is going to get taken down so quickly here. Gets 2 shots off at least, which is nice. It actually gets a 3rd shot off because it didn't get targeted right away. So 2 more Lurkers in this space, which is again a bit more of an issue. And the Overseer going to be targeted down by the Mutalisks. Dark trying whatever he can to save himself here, but as these roaches targeted down this hatchery, Dark's running out of opportunities. I mean, again, it's just going to be a massive roaches which should be able to take down those Lurkers. And once those Lurkers are down, then there's not really much else to kind of come into play here. Here we go, he's going to make the dive in, splits himself up to minimize the Lurker damage. Roaches, sorry, Drone's going to get pulled into this as well. The Overseer isn't actually here, so you can't actually see the Lurkers. So he's just going to suicide on towards the hatchery and then get out of there, I guess. Yeah, the lack of an Overseer is actually a little bit painful right now, as Rogue is going to lose quite a lot of his units. Oh my god, Rogue has lost a lot. He only has a couple of roaches left. 7 drones left from Dark. Vipers again, some energy. The 2 Lurkers are going to get some kills as these roaches take an exit as well. Even some of ducks back in towards these Lurkers because, you know, every single unit right now matters. Issue is Rogue is still mining, and with 35 drones mining on a fairly fresh base, Rogue has the income to rebuild enough to fight against Dark here in the end. What an absolutely insane game number 2. Rogue still looks as though he's going to take it, but man, this was absolutely, until the very, very end, a question mark as to who was going to... I mean, it wasn't even a question mark. It was looking as though Dark was going to take it for the majority of this game, but really, this could not have been more insane, I don't think. Rogue, an absolute god. GG. I do not know what to tell you guys. Okay, do go in game. Perfect. Alright then, guys, let's do this to the bottom right hand side. We do start with our red Zerg player here. Let's hear it if you're going to be cheering on Rogue. Going up against the blue Zerg to the top left, Dark, who's going to open plain and simple with the Feint 12. Aggression from Dark. Honestly, after that last game, I would be so... I wouldn't even know what to think. I'd be so like, well, you know what? GG. Like, if I can't beat him when I'm this far ahead, what do I even do? In fairness, it was a crazy game. Rogue made some very good decisions. For everything he lost, he was making efforts to stay in the game, and you know, he did have some advantages while he was behind as well, such as those Lurkers, which are obviously very good at staying alive in general. So crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't think anyone's going to take away from it being absolutely insane that Rogue won that one, but you know, when someone's as good as Rogue, there's definitely ways for them to turn games around, and that was one of them. It's just, usually you don't see people turning games around like that when they're playing against Dark. Right, usually Dark's pretty good himself. Doesn't let those sort of turnarounds happen, really. So we get up into this and we get ready to go into game number 3 of this series. So getting this set up and rolling, and look to see what's going to happen here as we just get ourselves in game. Get ourselves into the game. Overlord coming in towards the upper left hand side, and a few Lings of Dark coming out in towards the center of the map. Obviously, he's already got the Ling speed on the way up, and he pulled one drone out of gas to make the Bane and Nest as well. So, coming in towards the Bane and Nest too, this is fully one base as he gets this going. And let's see how this goes. Rogue is obviously just sat on the hatch gas pool as well. So just getting this underway, just getting this going, and the few Lings are going to arrive at the front, and they are going to make their way in towards this hatchery. So, hatchery going to start taking some damage. Some drones really pulled on in at the moment, and we do see those Lings able to turn around for a moment or two, and we are just going to be having the few drones here of Rogue just trying to fight. Obviously, you pull these drones to try and buy time for your hatchery to survive. Maybe you can get that queen out. The Lings of Dark will generally kind of dodge in and out, back and forth, try and minimize what can be done here. And speed on the way up from Dark, going to be finishing in a moment or two. And again, just going to be seeing those few Lings of Dark gathering together, and a couple of Banes getting ready to come on in as well. Nice Ling speed finishing up. One Bane cancelled, but Dark gets the kill on all of those Zerglings. Now there's a couple of Banes still kind of controlling the area, and we do have a couple of Lings getting surrounded again. So 2 more Lings going down, and we are going to be seeing the A couple more links just around the top side from Rogue. And you see still the Banelings just trying to see what else they can do. Uses his first one now, and his Queen's target, he will use his second. Gets some splash on the Queens and the hatchery. Gets the kill. I mean, that's obviously stage 1 here from Dark and Rogue. Well, he's going to look to re-expand here right away. It seems the Banelings are looking for whatever they can. And speed now on the way up from Rogue as well to start helping out against this. He's still manning gas, so Bane and Nest is not far off as well, potentially, if he wants it. Hatchery is going to get thrown on down here, and we do see those first few Zerglings thinking about moving forwards. Not going to commit in just yet, though. We do see, well, 2 of them getting up the ramp. The Banelings being kept alive, and here comes the Banelings of Dark as well to try and cause some chaos. Where are those explosions going to go? And one of them makes their way up the ramp. It's actually a very back and forth sort of situation here. It looks as though the Banes will just be split away somehow. Or somehow Rogue has kept these Banes alive on super low HP. Finally, one gets picked off by that Zergling, and another one as well. I mean, that's the micro which was needed there eventually by Dark. It should have maybe been a little bit sooner. Again, the fact Rogue is re-expanding in the face of Dark right now, it's kind of amusing because Dark now will have to throw down his own hatchery, but Rogue is just going to be a little bit ahead on that hatch once again. Dark admittedly will take a little bit of a worker lead though, so able to get into the worker advantage in the next few moments. And we'll be able to start mining just that little bit extra, 2 lings into the main, get a full scout off. The thing is, as Rogue hits ling speed, he will have that counter-attack potential coming through, so some opportunities definitely going to start arising as we see those Zerglings of Rogue coming around, seeing where they can go, seeing what sort of setup they can get up to. And we are going to see those Zerglings of Dark just taking a little bit more damage. Teeling is going to chase all the way over to the left-hand side here. That one Zergling of Dark being pushed all the way away. Get out of here, little Zergling, get out. So Rogue now, the one that is again going to be the aggressor. One ling will trade for Baneling. That's always nice to see as the aggressor here. And of course Dark, well, he actually doesn't have anything up just yet. Just getting his first few lings out. So Rogue with some opportunities at the moment. You're going to see a couple of Banes obviously starting to morph in. But Rogue could maybe even make a move up this ramp at the moment. He knows those Banes aren't fresh. One Bane goes down, targeted by the Queens. A second one as well. Lee's get a Queen kill though. Now these drones are in trouble because the Banes make their way to the mineral line. One Baneling connection brings those drones so low in HP and makes it easy for the Zerglings to pick off. There was only one Baneling that went off in the mineral line, but it gives Rogue a bit more of an advantage once again. He's now on 22 to 30 drones. And that is of course an 8 worker lead. And obviously an 8 worker lead starts to go quite a distance. Alair starts up, and it's when you're on an 8 worker lead and you're still the player with units across the map being aggressive, that's when you know your opponent really is in a little bit of trouble here, because what are they meant to do? What are they meant to do? I'm not too sure. We do see this Queen of Dark is going to be poking away at that Overlord. That Overlord going to be pushed down in towards the center of the map. Again, a few more of these Zerglings running around here. That Roach run from Rogue starting up, the Evo Chamber 2, and Valair currently just about halfway done. And Zergling does get picked off here, and this Overlord still off to the right hand side. Plus one missile starts from Rogue. He's using his advantage to turn this in towards an advantage later in the game as well, to turn it in towards that Roach based attack, which obviously could really go the difference, go the distance. And he's going to come up the right hand side. Lair is about to finish up here from Rogue as well. A couple of extractors are finishing up too. And we do see just another couple of Banes from Dark just popping on out here and there. Just popping on out. And he's going to jump themselves into that hatch, and they do get a kill. Or cancel. But again, it just slows Dark down. Rogue didn't take his own third hatch just yet. He's going to take it now, so he keeps himself in the, again, the lead here and there. Now he's going to take the third hatchery lead, for example. 6.5, 7 minutes into this game, and it just feels like it's all about Rogue, doesn't it? Plus one missiles, Roach is already building. He's on that 2 base saturation with 41 drones, so he doesn't really need to build much more. It's 2 base saturation with only 1 gas, of course, on one of the bases, so it's 2 base saturation. From here, he just builds Roaches, and yes, he doesn't have, he has a lair. He didn't actually start Roach speed, which I think is a bit interesting. It definitely is something he could have invested into. He starts it now, but a little bit slow. It takes 80 seconds to finish. It's definitely not going to be ready for +1. But his +1 so far ahead, he might just be able to make it work anyways in terms of a Roach speed +1 time. And he's actually starting to drone up the third hatch, it seems. A couple of drones on the way out, another couple of Overlords to keep himself out of supply blocks. And as he starts to drone up the third hatchery, or Dark, still the defender, man. I mean, he's still having to be so light on his own third hatchery, and Rogue just has the units. This is the thing, like, Rogue made the units, and he doesn't even have to attack with them. It just keeps him safe enough in case Dark did 2 base himself, and now he can focus on taking the third base advantage and just kind of playing that lead as well. So Again, last game was all about Dark, and he wasn't able to convert the advantage into a victory, but this game, it's Rogue with all of the opportunities to end this, not just this game, but this series and this tournament in his favour. $300 for first place if you can wrap this up in this game, as that was a manual explosion which didn't get a single Zergling. Second Baneling got just one. Now Rogue has made his way up to the top side of the map and will start pushing on in potentially. It's a little bit scary without roach speed because it feels like you lack the maneuverability to really kind of position yourself as you want to. Those roaches are just like crawling along like, why are we so heavy? And as roach speed finishes up, obviously they become that little bit stronger in just times the speed. And the speed there really allows them to reposition, take better fights, and it just looks so much nicer for him here. As you can see, obviously he just sees, okay, a few too many roaches here, back away, wait for reinforcements, which obviously come across the map faster now as well. When he's in the main commit onto a queen, they don't get it. It's just a distraction, keep some reinforcements away. As you can see, Rogue's desperate for this, he goes forwards. The two close missiles hit a couple of roaches on the back, but it feels like Rogue might just have too much anyways, because he also has +1 missiles against no upgrade for the next 8 seconds, and oh my god, the Contaminate comes down. +1 denied with 8 seconds to go, and that is how Rogue wraps up this tournament. You can just see he's going to keep on pushing through. These queens will go down, the roaches will go down. GG for Rogue takes the series 3-0 in the Kung Fu Cup #5.